morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to the Global Business Insight Podcast.
Welcome everyone once again to the Global Business Insights podcast. We're now on episode 4 of our series with Dr. Milan Kumar and Dr. Charlotte de Brabant, all about the Kumar de Brabant AI data economy model. We're focusing on AI. This episode is going to be focusing on Agentic AI. Just to give a quick overview, the Kumar de Brabant AI data economy model is a holistic blueprint for building, scaling and monetizing AI in a responsible way. That's including integrating autonomous intelligence, generative innovation, inclusive adoption and sustainable revenue into one cohesive ecosystem. Each episode we're recording will be going through each part of the model. We're going to Agentic AI today. Milan, could you start the episode by telling me a little bit more about the Kumar de Brabant AI data economy model, this time focusing on Agentic AI, please?
Yeah, hi, Max. So, yes, really, let me give you a little overview about the topic, which is in a lot of discussion at this time, which is agentic AI. So, in the increasing digitalized and the data-driven economy, as I said, new type of AI is gaining importance. And Max, as I said, like it's called agentic AI. So, while conventional AI systems are generally developed for clearly defined narrowly defined tasks such as product recommendations, palm recognition, or the image recognition, agentic AI goes a decisive step further. It is not only acting or reactively, but proactively and completely independent. So when we think about the agentic AI, so this refers to the artificial intelligence that functions like an autonomous agent. So it understands the goal, makes an independent decision, carries out action which is based on these decisions, learn from experience and continuously improve its behavior. So and interestingly, all without any permanent human guidance. So it's continuously learning the way in which human behaves in terms of the decision making. So in another word, the agentic AI thinks of itself. It analyzes the situation in context, recognizes the patterns, decision independently, and what to do next. So in its basic function, it resembles a highly developed digital assistant that acts completely autonomously, and that is drawing on large amount of data, machine learning, and the advanced decision making logic. So when we in the Kumar Dabran AI data economy model, so when it comes to the agentic AI, so we have a 4E framework. So the focus for the agentic AI is evolving AI agent that acts autonomously and intelligently. The key pillars of the agentic AIs are experimental, embodied, evolving, and efficiently providing the output. When it comes to again the further outcome of the agentic AI, so AI that learns continuously and operates more proactively. And this is the reason that Max, you see that nowadays agentic AI is gaining a lot of momentum, where people would like now the agents to move, which can act on humans' behalf.
Thanks, Milan. I think that's a really important opening statement. We're hearing a lot about agentic AI. Obviously, people in the marketplace will already be aware of large language models, generative AI, and some of the other more popular terms that we've gone through in the previous episodes of this. But the buzzword now is becoming around agentic AI. So this possibly could be the most important episode of the whole series, because this is where the future is going. So let's drill a bit further in. Charlotte, let's bring you into the conversation, please. So if I could ask you, what level of autonomy is appropriate for AI agents in different types of procurement activities, maybe from routine to more strategic decisions, perhaps?
Yeah, sure, Max. And sorry, just to touch upon what Milan said, I couldn't agree more. Actually, yesterday I was just at the Harvard Club of Boston giving a talk on agentic AI in healthcare and how it's going to revolutionize healthcare. So I cannot agree that this is just such an important episode. So just to answer your question, what level of autonomy is appropriate? Well, the term determining the appropriate autonomy levels for AI agents in procurement, it really requires careful analysis of decision making, depending how complex it is, the risk implications and potential impact on strategic objectives and stakeholder relationships. So the autonomy spectrum, it must really balance efficiency gains from automation with the need for human judgment in complex or high stake situations. And these routine procurement activities can support these high level of AI agent autonomy, typically including decisions with clear parameters, but also limited financial exposure and minimal strategic implications. And these activities include office supply procurement, also standard maintenance material, that we see MRO, reoccurring service contracts under $10,000, and supplier performance monitoring within established relationships. And AI agents can independently monitor inventory levels, predict demand patterns, also evaluate supplier performance against established metrics, also negotiate pricing with determined ranges that we then predefine according to our goals, and at the end execute purchase orders without human intervention. I mean, that is just insane, just to see where we started and where we are now, just over such a short period of time over the last years. And the key requirements include clear decision parameters, automatic escalation, triggers for unusual situations, and comprehensive audit trails that then enable human oversight when necessary. But then we also have medium complexity procurement decisions, and they require a lot of collaborative autonomy, where we see AI agents handle analytical preparation and routine aspects while escalating strategic or relationship sensitive issues for human review. And these decisions include supplier selection for non-critical categories, also contract renewals within established relationships, routine supplier performance management, and medium value purchase decisions. And that's then the second step, which we see from 10K to 100K. And AI agents, they can conduct all this preliminary supplier evaluation, prepare our negotiation strategies that I've seen, also monitor contract compliance, and recommend decision options while requiring then the final human approval for the final commitments. And then just to touch upon a couple of other topics, we have strategic procurement decisions. They demand human oversight with AI, providing sophisticated analytical support. And these include strategic supplier selection, also major contract negotiations, crisis response situations, supplier relationship terminations, and decisions exceeding the 100K margin, or also that affect more our core business capabilities. So these AI agents, they handle comprehensive data gathering. Also, they help us to create these scenario modelings, if you want to call it. They help us in risk analysis, and then at the end, the recommendation development. Well, of course, we need to remain that human touch. They will continue to make the final decision, and then help us to manage our internal stakeholder communication and address relationship implications. So this is how the human touch will remain very important. And just A couple of other points. We have high risk categories. They require extensive human involvement, regardless of financial value, including decisions affecting product quality, regulatory compliance, also safety requirements, or critical business continuity. And AI agents provide analytical support, but cannot really make autonomous decisions yet in this area due to potential liability or regulatory or safety implications that we see. And then we have a dynamic autonomy adjustment, and that allows for autonomy levels to change based on market conditions, organizational priorities, or performance outcomes. And during supply chain crises, AI agents might receive expanded autonomy to enable rapid response, while during strategic planning periods, human oversights might increase to ensure alignment with evolving objectives. Then we have, lastly, the hierarchical agent systems that I just want to mention, and they enable our sophisticated autonomy management through specific agents that then collaborate under coordinated oversight. And then we have these individual agents. They might focus on specific procurement functions, such as market intelligence, or I've seen also my colleagues use it for supplier performance, contract compliance, a very big topic in our daily work, while coordinating agents manage integration and escalation decisions.
Thanks again, Charlotte. Once again, my mind is being blown by listening to this, having worked, as I've said in previous podcasts, in various procurement roles, procurement consultancies, and now hearing how AI really can apply to the future of procurement. You could either be worried by this for your job role, or you could embrace it. And I think understanding how the agent model in AI would work for you in procurement roles can actually put your role on a completely different footing and really advance all of the work you're doing. So really a lot of the AI use is about covering a lot more ground in a lot faster time. I can really understand how this would work now, and I hope everyone listening to this can really start to see how this would work for them, not just in a procurement role, but in other areas of business as well. So I think that's really fantastic insight. Milan, I'm going to come back to you now, if I could, please. If I could ask you, really, how do AI agents manage real-time supply chain optimization and then proactively manage some of that risk as well around suppliers?
Very interesting question, Max. So, if you see the AI agents and as the evolution of the time, now it is revolutionizing the overall supply chain optimization and the risk management by providing a continuous intelligent monitoring and response capabilities that operates at speed and the scale, which is literally impossible for a normal day-to-day human management topic. So that's how these agents create adaptive supply chain systems that optimize the multiple objectives simultaneously while proactively addressing the risk before even they materialize into significant disruptions. When we think about the continuous performance monitoring, which involves the AI agents, they are able to analyze the supply chain performance across multiple dimensions. And these dimensions could be the cost efficiency around the delivery performance, it could be around the quality metrics, sustainability indicators, as well as the risk factors. And this is unlike a periodic human analysis where the AI agent process performance data, which they are able to do continuously. And this is helping us to identify and optimize the opportunities and the risk indicators in a real time. So the AI agents, they are able to monitor the supplier performance trend, the logistics efficiency, the inventory optimization opportunities, and the cost reduction, possibly while tracking performance against the strategic objective. And they are also able to do the alerting of the stakeholders when intervention is required by certain humans. So they are getting more and more intelligent, and they also know what is the limit where humans should interrupt or should take further something or any complicated decision which is needed. So the predictive risk assessment, which enables the AI agent to identify the potential supply chain disruption before they occur by analyzing hundreds of risk factors. That includes, as I said, the supplier financial health, the geopolitical development, the weather patterns. There could be a tariff effect. There could be different other economic indicators, operational performance metrics. So these agents don't simply monitor individual risk factors, but they are able to analyze the complex interaction between the multiple variables, and that might create a compound risk for any organization. And you can just visualize when you have to analyze humongous data, and the data which is a big data in a cloud with hundreds of different factors. It is not possible for the humans on a day-to-day basis to analyze different kind of dependency and the risk it creates for any organization. So gradually, also you see that autonomous optimization implementation, which allows the AI agent to make thousands of micro adjustments daily to maintain the optimal supply chain performance. And Max, this is the beauty of implementing the agentic AI, which should be able to take the decisions themselves, and they are also able to adjust, uh, and this could include the rerouting of the shipments to avoid the delay. It could adjust the order quantities based on the demand signal, switching suppliers based on the performance fluctuation, or even modifying the inventory level based on the risk assessment. So all these adjustments operate within the predefined parameters that ensure consistency with the strategic objective while enabling the rapid response to the changing conditions which could happen very frequently. So the multi-objective optimization, which is balancing and addressing the reality that supply chain optimization involves, competing objective includes again cost minimization, delivery speed, quality assurance, sustainability, and even the risk mitigation. So the AI agent can simultaneously optimize and take the decision which is needed. When we also think about a supply chain simulation and the stress testing, which involve the AI agent continuously, you can see that it is running in different scenarios, and they are able to test the resilience of the supply chain under different disruption conditions. And nowadays, these disruptions are so common that that with the AI agent, it can be handled very effectively. So these simulations, what these AI agents are able to do, this also helps us to identify the vulnerabilities, evaluating the contingency plan effectiveness, and also optimizing the overall supply chain architecture for the various risk scenarios. So the agents can also model potential disruptions, automatically prepare the response strategies before even the problem occurs. When we also talk about the real-time escalation and the intervention processes, this ensures that the human oversight occurs when AI agent encounters situation outside their training parameters, or when the business conditions require strategic decision making. This exceeds the agent authority level. So, so Max, you can now see that how the evolution of the overall AI agent is helping us to overcome the disruption in the whole supply chain area, and not only helping us to overcome, but also to take the decisions.
Fantastic. Thanks, Milan. Once again, I think that's giving us some real in-depth insight now into agentic AI and how that really does work in detail. Let's get further in. Charlotte, over to you again. Let's look at the governance frameworks now and some of the oversight mechanisms. They're essential for managing autonomous AI agents in procurement, surely?
Oh, yeah, what a great question, especially the governance framework. That's really been my speciality over the last 3 years. So, governance frameworks for now autonomous AI agents, very specific in procurement, they must address the unique challenges of delegating all of our business critical decision making authority to artificial intelligence systems while also ensuring accountability and transparency and alignment with organizational objectives. So, Max, these frameworks, they really require sophisticated approaches that then balance AI autonomy benefits with appropriate human oversight and control mechanisms. And we also have the authority delegation structure for they form the foundation of AI agent governance. And that can be done by clearly defining what decisions agents can make independently and what still requires human approval and what situations then trigger immediate escalation. And these structures must include detailed authority matrices that specify decision limits based on financial impact, also strategic importance, supplier relationship sensitivity, and risk levels. For example, agents might have authority to execute routine purchases up to $25,000 from pre approved suppliers, but it still must escalate any decision affecting strategic supplier relationships or involving new supplier qualifications. So that's very, very interesting. Um, but also we have accountability and audit mechanisms, and that ensure that all AI agent decisions they remain traceable and explainable for compliance and performance evaluation and continuous improvement purposes. So every agent action must be logged with clear reasoning and alternative options, they also need to be considered and explained which data sources have been used and the whole just to be able to also look at outcome tracking. And these mechanisms, they create comprehensive audit trails that really enable post-decision analysis in case there are any questions coming up, and regulatory compliance demonstration and identification of improved opportunities. And then we have performance monitoring that I just want to touch upon, and these control systems, which continuously assess AI agent effectiveness across our operational and strategic dimensions, including cost performance, relationship, health, risk management, effectiveness, and alignment with organizational objectives. And monitoring systems must track both the quantitative matrix, processing speed, cost savings, accuracy rates that we've seen, and qualitative outcomes like supplier satisfaction, stakeholder feedback, and strategic objective achievement. And then we have risk management and safety controls. They get addressed if we have potential negative consequences of autonomous AI decisions through comprehensive risk assessments, also mitigation procedures and safety mechanisms. And these controls, they include automated checks that prevent agents from making decisions that could really violate company policy or disrupt regulatory requirements or looking at the ethical standards. And these safety mechanisms must include automatic shutdown procedures for agents that then exhibit unexpected behaviors or make decisions outside of the acceptable parameters. And then we have the human oversight and intervention protocols, and they ensure that humans can review, also modify, or override AI agent decisions when circumstances require strategic judgment or certain relationship management or crisis responses that we've experienced over the last years beyond the agent capabilities. And these protocols must specify review procedures, intervention authorities, and communication processes that enable effective human AI collaboration while also maintaining our operational efficiency. And just last but not least, ethical guidelines and bias prevention frameworks, they address the broader implications of AI decision making in procurement, including fairness in supplier treatment, also transparency in evaluation processes, and prevention of discriminatory outcomes. And these guidelines must include our regular bias audits, also fairness matrix, and and the whole corrective procedures that then AI agents operate within ethical boundaries. So continuous learning and adaptation governance manages how our AI agents learn from experiences and adapt their decision-making approaches while ensuring that learning remains aligned with organizational objectives and doesn't introduce undesirable behaviors or biases for us.
Fantastic. Thanks again, Charlotte and Dr. Milan. Once again, a fantastically insightful episode. We really got into the topic of agentic AI then. So I hope that everyone listening to this really does have a much better understanding of that topic now. It really will be the future of AI. So everyone should listen to what they've just heard now and probably go back over it to understand really the detail here, because it's going to set you up for the future. We'd love you to join us on the next episode again. We'll be getting into the next topic around the Kumar-Brabant model on our next episode. That's going to be around ethical AI in more detail, and look forward to welcoming you both back for the next episode. Until then, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
Thank you for listening.
Thanks, Alan.